Hello again for a hobby overview. Today I want to talk about acrylic painting. So acrylic painting is something we perhaps all have done in our school time, and later on it can be really fun to pick it up as an adult again. What do you need to paint acrylic painting? First of all, you need the paints. And paints doesn't need to be very expensive for this hobby, so you can just go and buy acrylic paints that you normally would use to paint your home. And yeah, they are in larger capacities, and you can mess around with them more, and you doesn't have this feeling, oh, my little tube of red is going empty or something like that. So I really like that approach. It's not the best quality of paint, but you have these large bottles where you can really go out of yourself and be messy. And that's the first tip I've got for you. Pick up also some cheap clothing that you can wear while doing this, because it's much more fun if you can mess around and be really creative in the process. So if you want to mix up the paints, you can take a palette for that, or you can just take some cardboard and do the mixing on that. It's even a good thing if you have larger cardboard pieces, you can just paint on the cardboard. It dries up a little bit quicker than the paint, but it's something that we get all the time from packages from Amazon or something like that. And you have very much a free canvas in that. And what you then, of course, need to pick up are some brushes. In my opinion, it's really fun if you just take some house brushes that you have already in your collection, perhaps, and paint with that. That can be really fun to not fizzle around with this small brushes, but do a large scale thing. So, of course, there are special paper that you can paint on. This one is one that my daughter also uses in school, and these blocks are quite cheap. Otherwise, you can, of course, buy a canvas or something like that. But in my opinion, a canvas is really for the more expert painters and not so much fun. For me, it's just this messing around, trying to follow a Bob Ross tutorial or something like that, or even doing something like painting some nice figurines or something you find at the store and repaint them. This elephant, for example, I repainted with gold, and you can make some nice props for your home while painting. And if you would like to give it a try, I can just say, do it today. Go into the store, buy yourself some acrylic paints, and start painting. It's really fun and quite a nice activity, even to do with kids. Then put on some old clothes and do it together with them. And it's much more fun for them to paint with the acrylic paints than with water paints. Water paints have the benefit that you can wash them out of the clothes, but this acrylic paints, they cover much more than the water paints that you normally have in this paint boxes they are painting with. So it's much more fun for them to work with that. And if an adult is there to help them, they can have really much fun also with this activity. Yeah, I hope you give it a try and pick it up, and we see you in the next hobby overview.